You see, the glow up journey was never about just the fitness. It was about this. And of course, it's about this. All of them is me, right? So it's just me going through the different phases, I guess. So if you ever, scroll back a little bit, look at the picture of myself from the beginning, right? So that was one of, I would say, the latest photo I ever had before I started my fitness journey. You know, starting a fitness wasn't easy. You had to get somewhat inspiration, someone done something that in front of you that had their own transformation, or someone being going there very consistent that you might find interesting, like why are they going there, right? So I would just, random kid in high school, pretty shy, camera shy, not like today, right? Speak right in front of you guys to the camera without trying to be perfect. So it's very interesting that when I see someone that's constantly going to the gym and then making progress, then I was like, okay, this is very cool. I want to give it a try too. So I joined one of the local YMCA gym, right? One of a big community gym, have a very big pool, very big basketball court, and then very long like indoor track you can run, So it does have all the, the basic machine whatnot, but at the time I didn't know anything, right? All I know was just go there, your form might be crap, but just go swing as much weight as you can. And so that as long as you being active, you will start seeing some progress. And slowly, because I was more impatient a little bit, trying to get a result faster. So I kind of look at my lines, like, as myself kind of course at the time, I was like 200, 235 pounds, give or take, and it's pretty much around like the junior year of high school. So that's like way back in like 2018, give or take, right? So I was like, okay, screw it. I'm just gonna do a research, see what's the fastest come up. Then I see some channels talk about intermittent fasting. Again, just pause the video real quick. Just want to tell you this. This was what worked for me at the time, right? I'm sure if I tried again, it will work again, but that's not guaranteed. I'm gonna advise you to try any of this. You gotta do your own research, and I'm just give you, hopefully some sort of, information as like plus motivation for yourself, so that way that you can figure out, what's your plan. Because I think before I move forward with this, because it's very important to know this, like for goal transformations, it has different meaning, right? Everyone take that different meaning, but I think most common is really trying to be the best version of yourself, because I think there's no one's perfect, 10 out of 10, but I think everyone can get to that, close enough, a 9.5, 9 out of 10, just by, because that's the tier of the standard people rate these days, right? I'm trying to make it simple. So everyone can get to the highest, the best version of themselves just by working on themselves in a simple way. You don't need any extra add-on, you don't need any extra surgery, whatnot. Maybe some special cases, but for me, it doesn't. So let's continue with the story. So I started with fasting, right? In a very simple way, I started just with a basic 16 to 8. It's legitimately just testing, can I only eat for 8 hours and fast for 16 hours? Turned out it's pretty easy. Then I, realizing that straight dark coffee, just full, like, the Celsius size of it, just drink that every single day in the morning, or 2 cups of that to see, it definitely help with energy or not, definitely help you stay, not hungry or not. It turned out helped. So what's funny was I was managed doing that. I went from 16 to 8, right, to 18 to 6, which means only 18-hour fasting to only 6 hours of eating. Then I went to 20 to 4, and eventually I went up to even higher, give a try for like a full day fasting, 2-day fasting, right? Guess what? In the 3 months, right, that's pretty much my junior year of 2018, I dropped 70 pounds, just right at 70 pounds. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy, because you can see the photos. Maybe later on, when you guys follow the channel longer enough, I will see if I can find maybe any, if I have any student photos from back then, I have to look through my older phone's camera. But man, if I can show the ID, like the school student ID I had at the time, if I can find it, it was crazy where like completely look at a different person. I mean, just even now, if you look at the photo comparison between the, the 2019, that's my senior portrait picture, which is 2020, right? But we're not talking about that yet. So like, if you just look at that one, which is before me, it's a completely different person. Because I'll be honest with you, before the 70-pound drop, I was just legitimately that kid in the first photo, just maybe slightly taller. I'm 5'8", by the way. So then moving forward, COVID hits. All of us know what happened. And what's funny was also at the time I had my license suspended because of speeding. Just drive a little young, you're reckless when you're younger. But anyways, so at the time I was like, oh crap. So I got my, license suspended. So I can't really drive it till I, wait for I turn, wait for pretty much the next birthday, right? I think at the time, man, I can't even do math right now. But anyways, I think I'll pretty much when I turn 18, I sing, or 2019. Anyways, so I was like, okay, so I can't go to school, I can't drive to the gym because I'm less suspended. And I know this sounds a little bit messed up as it sounds. COVID did happen, actually worked out for me. Put it this way, I'm not gonna say good for me because that's horrible. So which means okay, so everyone else getting quarantined, right? Pretty much. So, but it doesn't mean I didn't go out, right? I had a buddy drive me out or family drive me out, going out, whatever. But I tried workout at home. I even tried fasting at home. Man, it's horrible because when you're locked in the environment where everything's fenced up, not like that type of fenced up. You get idea, how at a wall, you're sitting in the room, whatever. But the mindset, the brain, just not there, right? Like you don't feel motivated. Yes, you can do some home workout, like do some ab exercise. If you have a indoor cardio machines, whatever, bike or treadmill, you can do that. Where you can walk around the room. But like it's just not there, right? And of course, the diet become crap as well because like you don't feel motivated because there's no external output you put out, right? So you feel like your input just lower the quality down too. So that's why you see the different picture from 2019 2020 where my face got a little bit chubbier, right? Then situation got a little bit better. More gyms start opening. I start joining the gym. You can see the 2021 photos, right? So that's me where I hop up, jump back to the little bit fasting routine. I realizing that going for a crazy fast, it's not the best idea. So I kind of bounced back to like the 18 to 6, 20 to 4, where what I did was 4 hours eating, and then make sure during the 4 hour window, early as possible. So I say, just give you a great example, right? Say I have my first meal around 2, 3 p.m., right, or 1 p.m., whatever, and after that, ASAP, I hit the gym, and then cycle back to going back home. And the diet was also hard to clean. So like this is also another thing I want to give you guys. Like I said, this is what worked for me for the diet part, even in the starting part as well, is the fact that I started just what they call the keto diet. Like I said, I'm not a nutritionist. I can't give you the best advice. It just worked for me. So what I did was legitimately before the gym, I have a lot of carbs like rice or noodle, whatever, and I have just plain just vegetable, chicken or beef, whatever, any type of high protein meat you want to choose, or low fats. And when I get home, I have no carbs and just pure vegetable or veggie. So it's kind of cute. Like if I explain right, anyone correct, whatever. Yeah, anyone correct that if that's right or wrong. Anyways, so that's what worked for me. And then I did pretty much the similar things. Once gym opened up, which is 2021, you can see I got a bit shredded again, right? Then bulking season happens, right? Of course, when you start bulking, you kind of don't know what is the best choice. You want to see what you kind of follow up, what everyone else does. So I kind of did the same too, but I wasn't like extremely crazy bulking where start adding a bunch of crap in one shaker drink. So that I don't do that. I'm just kind of eating more than what I eat. Of course, kind of slightly like myself, go a little bit with food, especially at the time I was also working for a fast food restaurant. So the environment matters a lot, trust me. So then that's what 2020, you can see I got a little bit chubby, a little bit bigger. Then fast forward 2023, 2024, I got a little bit leaner again, right? A little bit. And then you can see a comparison with 2023, 2024. That's makes some actually a bigger change because I joined a bodybuilding gym at the time. It was a completely different environment. And just give you a quick fact. So yes, from 2021, 2022, I did also switch to a different gym. It's more like, the typical LA Fitness, but not LA Fitness, like those type of commercial gym. Where 2023, I signed up for another gym, had 2 membership, which is both membership. And then I left the commercial gym with the second gym I went to the bodybuilding gym more as the primary, right? And then I think because when I first entered the bodybuilding gym, when you think about bodybuilding, as a regular individual, you'd be like, okay, just bunch of people lifting weights, taking gears, freaking getting big and yoke, and then that's what you think. Trust me, same thing here. But when I saw a bunch, those bodybuilding athletes pictures on the wall, and then sometimes when I work out, especially I work out like really early in the morning, and I was like, yo, this is kind of cool, It's like, this may be a better purpose, which is I circle back to the earlier thing I was trying to say. The goal is never about fitness, right? It's honestly about how do you set up a really realistic long-term goal that you want to achieve, like 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, but just realizing that realistic goal sometimes could be just a change because you never know what life brings you, right? You never know there's opportunity that happen in front of you. You had to go get it, right? And this is one thing I really tell us from opportunity perspective. They don't always 100% gonna be show up like Amazon delivery. They're always gonna be somewhere you are able to see it, and doesn't mean that it will come to you. You have to go get the opportunity yourself. So it's legitimately because there's resource out there, and you just gotta be resourcefulness. That's it, right? So when I got in the gym, I'm like, okay, so this is more cool. I see all the athlete photos. I see all the cool equipment machine that other basic gym doesn't have, right? And then I see, they have these posing mirrors, one on each side. I start doing that. So you kind of like posing. I don't know anything. I don't know how to pose. You can see the 2024 photo when I do that. Side chest was pretty mid, right? Pretty average. So from there, I got more motivation, and then I had a little career change, right? I started to, I left like the, W2 type of 9 to 5 fast food job, whatever, and I started doing pretty much psychics, like 1099, like DoorDash, whatever. So my time got more freedom, and then because my time got more freedom, I have more time to focus on fitness and health. So I started going to the gym more, get more time instead of being rushed to get my workout done and whatnot, and I have more time to invest in, to put myself in cardio. Because trust me, even when I first started fitness, I was never a cardio person, even back to school, because like, if you ever track down my history of a PE class, right, or fitness class, whatever you call it, back in school days, for miles track time, I was always dead last, like 17, 19 minutes. It was war battles because I never was fan of doing any cardios. Which is why I realized so much is the fact that is you have two options, especially if you are overweight, right? Because besides just being calorie deficit or eating less than what you burn, right? For actual activity movements is when you do cardios, right? You burn more calories out, calories in, right? And your heart rate is whatever X, Y, Z, and you can try between, you can do leads, you can do hits, whatever, low intensity or high intensity or moderate perspective, depends whatever you do, right? But when you have fasting, then just realizing that when you implement fasting, you have a very guaranteed chance you're just gonna lose muscle. That's the facts. Again, people can argue and say that you can hold some, but that's up to them. But most likely chance you are. But remember, it's best to focus on one thing at a time. So if you're going to begin just went from, hey, I'm freaking overweight, I want to drop any weight, fasting is the way to go. I'm not trying to highly force you to do it, but this will work for me. And then what's interesting is that fasting is not actually an easy path, because it does take the mentality of yourself to like, I'm gonna do this today, right? I gotta hold on to this. With the cardio, same thing, right? You get a physical of pain you gotta suffer too, where stay on cardio for long enough, you might get tired, you still gotta do it. With this, for fasting perspective, you just gotta hold yourself enough to eat. It's mental work. Everything's all mental work, right? So you choose one path. So because I had a path of knowing, the success of doing fasting, so during 2023, I started doing more cardio. And trust me, I also did some fasting, was crazy ones, and little did I know, I made it happen. You know how many hours I did? 4 days. It was horrible. 96 hours. I was completely like blown out. But will I do it again? Probably not. Maybe in the future, just like for a day fast, or 2-day fast at max, kind of reset my my mind, whatever. But I want to do that because now I'm focusing more bodybuilding. So anyways, jump back to the transformation story. So 2024, you can see you got a bit bulkier, slightly better bulkier in my opinion than 2022, right? But it was still one thing is mentality, because once you get to the bulky area, you kind of just realizing like you want to eat a lot, right? But you want to eat the correct food a lot. You don't want to eat a bunch of crap and you just mix out the calorie and then call it a day. Because once you eat a bunch of crap, which means that you have the wrong resource you're eating during the build phase or bulk phase, whatever you call that, when you're cutting, it's gonna make your time drag more longer, right? But again, depends on where your goal is. If you go try to prepare for competition perspective, let's say you only have 3 to 4 months, right? You really had to go hard on yourself, legitimately, from whatever you junk food eating to drop that. But if you have time to play with it, slowly cutting down, I think again, still smart to not to eat a bunch of junk food, just whatever the great food, right? The good food, by a little bit more, and then when you're cutting, just eat a little bit less and start doing that. So that way you get to keep more muscle than just do it. Then since you're not doing a quick cut for a competition or not. So, and then you can see 2025, 2026. That's when I do my, I guess, the late 2024, give or take. Where the photo you see, that's when I start entering the era of try to play around some posing, right? I haven't thought about bodybuilding competing yet, but I was like, you know what? I'll do some posing just for fun, right? Everyone doing that, not posting online, but now you see me, right? So 2025, me in the mirror, you can see, holy crap, I can't believe that's me back in 2025, the same person. I mean, completely, I feel like a little out of shape. Well, not like the out of shape, the early version of me just started, but it wasn't the really best version of myself for sure. But you can see me do the posing, which is 2026. That's one of my best I can find. And then, honestly speaking, back to the conversation, like I tell you, because it's really dependent on what you want, right? Because the goal journey was never about fitness, dieting, healthy lifestyle, whatever. Those are habits. Those are the tools that help you to keep going. Once you get into it, right? In the beginning, like, oh, this is amazing, this is fun, this is beautiful, right? This is like a stress reliever, whatever, right? Every day, get off your job, get off whatever you do, you work, and you enter the gym, right? You do yoga, you do Pilates, you do cardio, you do kickboxing, whatever thing that keep you active. But the reality is, fitness itself, right? Well, whatever thing you do yourself, those are just the part of your toolbox, and then you build that habit, and you realize it's part of you. Now, the true goal journey is what you want to take that mentality, knowing the fact is, if you are able to conquer something in the physical perspective, right, then you're able to achieve something more bigger, right? And realizing the fact is, when you just started, everything will be like hard for you, be new to you, and you will suck at it. But you'll get better with time. Just put in the reps, you're getting better, right? Same thing with life. Whatever you try to build in life, you put in that to it. And as always, I want to circle back what I was saying earlier is mentality, right? So you got to have the correct mentality, knowing the fact that is, you want to move the goalpost every single time. But not every day, not every other month, maybe like 6 months down the line, a year down the line, right? You really check with yourself. So that way that you're not hanging yourself for too long. because a lot of people really underestimate what they can achieve in the long term, and overestimate what they can achieve in a short amount of time, right? So it's very important to know the fact that is like your 3 to 5 year realistic goal could change, depends on your environment and everything. And of course, environment is very important. You want to keep upgrading that, but also at the same time, just really, adore and value what you have around you. And from there, you just legitimately take that to the next level, knowing that you can achieve better than where you are today, right? And by clicking this video already, you already made the correct next step. Because no, I got nothing to sell you. I don't do any fitness program. I used to do that. I used to do fitness coaching before, but just really try to, like I said, subscribe for you to follow my journey. But also at the same time, you made a correct decision by hopefully this give you some sort of a little fire ignite. So that way that you really, moves you up to the next level. And then, yeah, that's all I got to say. So thanks for watching. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.